Hi guys, how you going? Let's turn the light on. There we go, that's probably a little bit better. Okay, I am filming this late. I need to get myself a overhanging light as well. At the moment, I'm just going with the light I've got. Anyway, how are you going? I thought I would do a scrapbooking layout, 12 by 12. And basically, I'm going to do a scrap lift. I haven't scrapbooked for a little while, so I'm feeling a little bit rusty. So I thought, why not scrap lift? And so I have chosen this lovely lady from Inkie Quill, as you might know her as, Adele. She is one of my favourite YouTubers to watch, and this is the layout I'm going to be scrap lifting today. And if we cut to photo, yeah. Okay, and so that's the photo I am scrap lifting. Like I said, Adele from Inkie Quill. Sorry, not the photo, the layout I'm scrap lifting. I love it. It's funky, upbeat. I'm loving triangles at the moment. Love triangles. And I recently got a couple of things in a bit of a hole, I guess, that would go really well with this. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. This is the photo I've chosen to use. This is my daughter. At the most recent school holidays, we dyed her hair pink. She desperately wanted pink hair, so we did it. It's temporary, it washes out after 8 washes, so it's still slightly pink at the moment, but that's alright. Let's get in there. And then I thought, you know, what else is really funky and modern at the moment, and what else would go with pink hair? So I've picked up this 6x6 mini paper stack. This is Creative brand from Kmart, and I've picked out a few papers that I want to use. Now, I've used some of these to make a card before, so I've sort of thought I'll use up the scraps that I've already got there. So there's some plains, which are awesome for layering, and Adele's used a lot of different layers in her layout. So I've added, and I think I'll add some green. Probably not too much, obviously. And that triangle print will bring the triangles in. And I thought maybe this geometric one as well. Possibly this one and possibly this one. I'm not too sure about the others. Puppy dogs will probably be alright for layering. That one, no. No. And this neon fishies, I like it. No. So that's probably where I'm going with that anyway. So, put puppy dogs away, I'm not going to be using that one. So I've also had a bit of a look around my stash to see what else is bright and funky that I've got. And I've got these enamel dots from Pickled Fawn. I've had them for a while now. And I thought, why not? There they go. We love enamel dots. I needed another sort of triangle shape as well, so I thought, especially for the background, these Heidi Swap mini stencils, stencil minis, and there is a nice triangle. We've got chevrons, stripes, circle, and that's the triangle. So I don't know if you can see that, probably not very well. There we go. So yeah, awesome, cool random pattern for the triangle. So there's that. Out of all the stencils that I have, I didn't think I had one, and then I was like, oh wait, I've got the minis. I always forget about them. So put that away. Now I've also picked out this bit of white tissue, or sort of crinkled up paper, tissue paper. It's a bit heavier than tissue. Just for some other texture, I thought maybe we might need some extra texture in there. So that is there as well. Some foam stickers. These are also from Kmart, but a long time ago. So I'm presuming I lost the packaging, but I would say they're also a Creative brand because that's Kmart's older brand with Creative. And then I've got some Molly and Mimi epoxy shapes, which are really cool. Funky. We've got that triangle shape again, and just some wicked shapes there. And I thought maybe some rub-ons. Now these are really old now. People say a lot of the time that old rub-ons don't work, but I'm willing to give them a go. I have used older rub-ons before, and haven't had too much problem. I'm not a real fussy one if they sort of don't go down overly well. I'm not after perfection all the time, so I'll give them a go. And if they don't work overly well, there's always ways you can cover things up, so hopefully we'll have some success with those. And obviously there's no triangle print in that, sort of swirls and things like that, but I thought that could help sort of break up some of the lines, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure where I was going with that. Obviously not in the sketch, in Adele's layout, but we'll see where it takes us. Basically I may not even use them. Alright, so I've also picked out these. I thought I had something else from the title. No, I'm confused. Okay, Amy Tangerine Thickers, Grace, just in black. I'm not too sure yet as to what I would use. Probably You're Just Plain Wonderful. I thought that might be nice. I thought I had something else for title, but now I'm lost. Oh yeah, I do. Brain. Alright, ink. I've got my colour box fluid chalk, just for a few of the colours, and then I've also grabbed my distress inks as well. I'm going to test these out first to see what I think will work best, will work with colour wise. So I've got peacock feathers, worn lipstick, and mustard seed. Ideally I'd like picked raspberry and probably a couple of the others, newer ones. Well, the picked raspberry is that new now, but those brighter colours, I don't have a great deal of the brighter colours. Some other things. So there we go. This is the stamp. I picked this up from Typo. So this is the stamp that sort of inspired the whole wanting to do it. And then I remembered that Inkie Quill had done something similar. So with triangles and that. So I thought I'm going to scrap lift. This is obviously like a border style, but I figure I could probably mask off and ink up just a couple at a time. And I'll show you how to do that as well. And it just uses sticky notes to do that, so really simple to do. Okay, so that's that. And then roller date stamps. I just recently purchased these ones. So these are October Afternoon, these two. And I can't remember, you have to check my whole video for which ones they are. I don't think they say on them, no. Yeah, so two different October Afternoon ones, really cute. And there's Dear Lizzie, roller date and phrase stamp. So I thought I could use those three. But a while ago I picked up another stamp from Typo, and this is called, basically it's a self-inking, and it says Freaking Brilliant, which I think that's, that works with this whole layout. And then I've got some cutouts. Now these are probably not the right shades, so I may play around with some sprays just to get the right colours happening. Normally I die cut in white, but I'm out of white cardstock at the moment, and I die cut these just as a testing sort of thing, just out some scraps. So we've got B positive, learn, which I may not use learn, but I like B positive because that really instills what my daughter's change in hers happened with the her change of hair. Just a little background, she's gotten more confident basically. She's this year at school she's gone quite shy, but even the teachers commented that, you know, since coming back to school after the holidays, her confidence has gone up with her. You know, she's more out there now. That I think now that her hair, I guess, matches her personality, it's definitely brought her out of a shell, which is great to hear. So I think I'll use probably be positive in there. And I just love the other words like learn and love. They're nice. And these are from these scripts that in particular are from. Oh no, I can't think of it. I'll have to link it, and I'll probably do it and put it in the voiceover if I remember. Now these are just some little arrows I cut out when I made a stencil, and I coloured them with Copics randomly a long time ago just to see what they would look like, and I've just kept them. So I thought the arrows would work in a nice pink, nice hot pink. And so then I've got some other cut files, and I'm not entirely sure where this is from. So we've got Just Go, and I was thinking Just Go with it would be a good title as well. So a few title ideas in the works. There's Hello, and then there's these real cute citrus cuts as well, which I really thought was super cute. So lots of lemons. I know cutting orange is a bit weird. A yellow pair of glasses, I don't know, maybe not. Leaf pattern thing, another leaf, and this just says love this. So yeah, lots of different things happening, and we'll just have to see what we come up with and what I do with those. They may be used, may get changed colour, yeah. And I'll probably pull a few other things from stash, like, I mean, I've got to pull some sprays, I haven't looked at those yet. So we'll see what we do when we get there. Alright, I'm going to stop talking now and we'll get this sorted out and we'll start scrapbooking. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm just adding in some distress ink through this stencil. Just in random little places. And just going to grab some Lindy's Stamp Gang. And I'm just going to mask off the area. And that is Cheshire Cat Cherry. Give it a spray, and I do overspray at the top there a little bit, but I do cover that up later. And just grabbing this little scrap to pick it up, and I'll put that aside. I can use that for something else as well. And just going to spray some more as well. Just working out where to put them. Yeah, stick my little sticky note masks back on. More of a spray, just using my arm as a sort of a stopper for the spray. Again, picking up that excess. Right. So now going in with going back in with the distress ink. Just to add a few more of those, that colour, or that shade of pink. Now grabbing this stamp and just masking off stamp, and I just realised I masked it before I inked it. You need to ink first and then mask. I'll just give it a bit of a clean up first too. So now mask it and then stamp. It just gives me some different size triangles. And now I'm just going with the colour box pink in Orchid Pastel. just stamping a few of those as well. And just cleaning up some of my supplies a bit. Now I've got the Heidi Swap Colour Shine and the gold, and just adding a few splatters over it. So next I'm going to grab my pen and just draw around some of the triangles, just a few different ones in different spots. And then I'll go in with my big brush pen and just fill in a few of them. And I just sort of filled in the centres and then just tidied them up with the pen and just went into the edges, make them a bit neater. So now I'm roughly working out which papers that I want to use. And just trimming my photo down a little bit that didn't quite print properly, so I ended up with this bit of a wonky border. But I just neatened that up. So now I'm just going to layer a few papers together. This is all from that 6x6 paper pad. We're just trying to get a few layers happening. Using some of those solids, using some of the patterns, just mixing it up, a bit of variety. And I just, snippet it off with my scissors. I do flip them if I can hide the raw edge, where I've just cut it with my scissors. Other than that, I just leave try and use the straight edge on the outer sides. So just sort of moving it around a bit, trying to work out how I want it to look. So now I'm just trying to work out my placement for the photo. In Adele's layout, she had hers quite close to the edge. I do move mine a little bit away, just because the way my daughter is on the camera, on the photo, she is like a bit cut off in that photo. It's not a perfect photo, obviously, but it does show that her hair. It shows mostly her hair color, which is what the photo was about. So I just cut out a bit of the background of that, bit of the excess paper out of the back of that, just so I could use a bit more somewhere else if need be. Just looking at that, I just want to trim down that side a little bit, just even it off a bit. And now what am I doing? I'm just neatening up my scraps and just sticking them away for now. As I have such a small space, I'd like to keep it neat. Not that it stays neat for a while. I looked at maybe flipping it over and sort of doing it a different way, but no, go with it that way. Oops, and then I just knocked down my whole tub of things everywhere. So I just have to quickly tidy that up, and now everything's not quite in the right spot. I need to move that back off the camera a bit. It's I think I do realise and push it back a bit after. Otherwise it messes up with my view. There we go, fixed it. So just grabbing the embellishments now. We'll just see what we're going to do. So I'm just marking about the titles, grabbing a few of the die cut words that I've got, trying to work out whether they'll work, whereabouts I want to put the title, and having a look at these Amy Tan thickers, thicker words or whatever they are, and I think I decide with those. I'd like to be positive up there, but I think it needed the title down a bit lower just to balance. Otherwise it ends up a bit top heavy. So I go with "You're Just Plain Wonderful." I do look at taking out the plain, but I decided to leave it in there. sort of look at leaving the two hiders in there, but I decided to remove the B positive, and then I moved around the Just Plain Wonderful a bit, and just explaining there that it would be a little bit off balanced if I put it up there. Just decided it just needs to flow a bit better down here. Look at that again, I decided no, it definitely needs to move down. So start with the yaw, peeling it off. They don't go on too bad. They do like to stretch out a little bit after you peel them off, but generally they're not too bad. They seem to hold their shape pretty well once you've peeled them off. I sort of looked at that and I realised it was going to go right into that black triangle, therefore I would have lost the effect of the word. So I sort of manipulate it to sort of go around the triangle. And same with this wonderful part, I sort of put the F and the L sort of around the triangle, and it just seems to fit perfectly. So I'll just put my exclamation mark on. Pretty happy with how that looks now. So now just looking at different embellishments. I like those triangles, I really want to use those. And I really like these other bits as well, but I'm trying to look at something to cover up the bit of splatter that I got on it. Just looks, it's right at the top of the page, it just looked a bit odd. So now looking at different scraps and coming up with things. I want to stamp out that stamp. It's a self-inking stamp, and I found it was sitting there for a while, so it got really inky. Which, yeah, just stamped it a couple of times just to, and it says freaking brilliant. So I really like that one, so I wanted to use that in there a couple of times. So now I'm just looking at covering it up with some scraps of paper. I'm just trying to come up with something, a bit of layering to hopefully hide that boo-boo. Something that just doesn't stick out too much and just sort of blends. So then I realised I should tuck it underneath, so I start tucking it underneath and it seems to work much better. So I think I'm popping that up with some pop dots, or some foam adhesive, just to make it sit up a bit, give it a bit of dimension. And that's the start of an embellishment cluster right there. So generally when I'm embellishing I like to have 3 spots of embellishment. This one sort of ends up with 4, but it's because it's all on the diagonal, it seems to balance quite well. If I had 3 spots of embellishment or 4 spots of embellishment like almost in each corner, it would have looked unbalanced. But because they sort of all go on that diagonal line, it doesn't look too bad. So just dotting those triangles around, sort of moving them a little bit, just trying to get them in the right spots. They do move fairly easily, thank goodness, because I moved them quite a bit. What am I adding now? Oh, that's right, I went to grab some washi tape and it was the last of the roll. So it was a bit of a thumbs down boo-boo. It's like, oh, you're kidding me, I've got like a centimetre I think, and then it was just all paper underneath it. So I was like, no, can't use that. Alright, grabbing my roller date stamp. Oh no, roller word stamp, sorry. October afternoons, I believe, and just grab a couple of the saying ones. So just working out roughly which ones I want, and then just stamping them in a few places and just repeating it, just sort of doing the fade out thing. And just want to add my journaling. It's just about how my daughter has gained so much confidence since we dyed her hair. Just, you know, that her personality is now sort of matching her outer look, if that makes sense. So yeah, just something simple there with the journaling. Now, I look back at this layout and I go, no, it needs a bit more balance. I've got a lot of colour up in one corner and then it's very pink and black in the other. So I want to bring that colour back down. So I'm just making a few little flag pieces out of some paper. Just sort of cutting a few different bits and pieces and bringing that colour in. And like I said, that's all on that diagonal, and so it doesn't really matter that I end up with more embellishment spots because they do end up on that diagonal. And they're not heavily embellished, so it's not too bad. It just sort of flows. So I've added that in. I just add some puffy stickers and move a couple of these triangle embellishments as well. So I'm using that geotag as well. Alright, I say goodbye, but wait, I'm back. Because I actually wanted to enter this one into a challenge, and I didn't actually end up getting there. I had it all ready to go. I just didn't get around to photographing it and putting it on my blog to actually enter. But the challenge was fluoro colours, which I had, and also it was Scrap the Girls. It was for, I believe it was July, and so it was June. It might have been June or July. I can't remember now. Have to check. So it has to be about girls, which yes, it was. Fluoro colours and ribbon, and I hadn't used any ribbon, so I did grab some out because I had some nice bright colours that matched well, and added them in a few little spots. But like I said, I didn't get around to entering it. But I loved how it turned out in the end, this layout, so pretty happy with that. So like a scrap leaf that grew its own legs and walked. Sort of took on its own life. But yeah, that's alright. So just adding a few bits of ribbon down the bottom there, and I just had put in a little bit too much of the tape, so I just rolled it back a bit. Just trim the excess off there. And I just want to add a third spot with the ribbon as well, just to give it that balance. So just do the same little tags that I did on the corner. So how I get those is I just fold over a piece of the ribbon, staple it with a tiny attacher, and then just simply glue them underneath the element that I want them to sit on. Ideally I would like to have popped that up on foam tape, but you know, I sort of had already done it, so I just add those epoxy stars to sort of hold it down, which works quite well as well. So I'll leave you now with some close-ups, and that is everything from me. So be sure to click like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, so you don't miss out on great updates. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.